Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Mod Driven. Out here cruising around in my illegal Honda Civic Sport Coupe. It's a 6-speed manual transmission, by the way. Not that that makes it illegal, although one of these days it might, because they're going away and nobody knows how to drive them. But anyway, before we get into why my Honda Civic is illegal, I want to touch on something that everybody talks about, at least on my truck channels, Rob Motive and Rob Motive JT, but nobody wants to talk about it. That is fuel economy. You know, this is a used Honda Civic. It's broken in. It's got 15,777 miles. So it's well past the break-in point. And I'm getting 29.6 miles per gallon. Now, that's not freeway driving. Most of my driving is local type stuff, slower speeds, 55, maybe 60 on down to 35, even 20s here and there. So it's not like I'm doing everything I can to be a hyper miler in the car. But I have to say, it's pretty refreshing compared to my two trucks, the Tacoma and the Jeep Gladiator. They're both getting, on a good day, about 16, 15 and a half, something like that, miles per gallon. Partly my fault, because I've done some mods and things to those trucks, which doesn't help improve fuel economy. But anyway, it's very refreshing to be driving around in this car and getting almost 30 miles per gallon, more than double in some cases what my trucks get. So let's get to the point here. Why is my Honda Civic illegal, and why am I even doing that? Well, the first thing is the window tint. It came with window tint from South Florida. And you can imagine, like where I'm at in South Texas, they get a lot of sun in South Florida. So they have a pretty heavy tint on the windows, the two sides and the back. I'm guessing it's probably somewhere in the 15% range, something like that. And I'll tell you, recently I took my Jeep Gladiator in for inspection. We have to have yearly inspections here. And I finally was flagged on my window tint. My window tint on that truck was 18%. And keep in mind, when I bought the tent, and I knew this, I knew it was illegal to begin with. So it's not like the shop, pulled a fast one on me or anything. I knew it. You have to sign a paper that says that you know it so that they're not liable, of course. Not a big deal. But keep in mind, when you're putting window tint on your car or truck, it comes with tinted windows anyway. There is tint in the windows from the factory. So when you add even more tint to it, it's going to be more tinted than just what the percentage is that you're buying. In my case, I bought 20, or I didn't buy 20, I'm sorry. I bought 32, I think it was, and it measured 18. So a pretty substantial difference when it comes to tint on that Jeep Gladiator. So they wouldn't approve the car. I had to have the tent ripped off. Of course, there was a guy there who could do that for 15 bucks. Not a big deal. I mean, they did have to do it. It was my fault, and they should be paid for their work, so whatever. But just something to be aware of. Now, I'm driving around in this Honda Civic, and like I said, it's probably around the 15% area right now, just looking at it as compared to what my Gladiator was. And that makes it illegal. Here in South Texas, the percentage allowed, I believe, is 25%. So I'm 10% below that. Whether or not I'll get flagged or not, or dinged when I take this in for inspection, which is coming up at the end of this year, depends on the shop. Some of the places doing the inspection don't pay any attention to it. Some of them don't check it. It's all the luck of the draw, I guess. There are things you can do. Drive in with your windows down. If you happen to have a Jeep, I've been told, you can take the doors off. Well, obviously, if you take the doors off, then there's no window tint, because there's no door. There's no window. I probably would go to that extreme. I wasn't aware that you could do that. But apparently with a Jeep, you can. Not going to do that with the Honda Civic, obviously. I don't think I'd pass inspection if I drove in there with my doors off. But I will roll the windows down. If the windows are down, it's obviously not going to be as attention drawing as it would. Now, If you're in an area where it's wintertime, like it will be in December when I have to take this in, where it gets cold, might raise a flag if you drive into the inspection point or center with your windows rolled down. You know, we shall see. The second thing is the license plate. You know, it's kind of ironic. I lived in Ohio for years. I mean, lots of years. And they always required a front license plate in Ohio. But about 2 years or so ago, they voted to get rid of it. No more requirement for a front license plate in Ohio. And I always wanted to not have that. I had ran my cars before in Ohio without front license plates when they didn't come with the dealer holes already installed. Don't you hate that when you buy a brand new car and the dealer goes ahead and pops 2 holes in your front bumper so that you can put a license plate on? That always drove me insane. That should be your decision. You know, we live in a nanny society, I guess, and there's a lot of dealers out there that think it's their duty to make sure that you're legal. That should be up to me. I mean, they're not paying the ticket if I don't do it and get caught, right? But anyway, here in South Texas, you have to have front license plates. Now, apparently in Florida, either the previous owner just didn't put them on, or you don't have to have front plates in Florida. And maybe somebody out there can answer that for me. But the car came without holes or brackets for a front license plate. So all I have are those 2 little dimples where you would drill through if you wanted a front license plate, but that's it. So fast forward to now, I have my plates. They came in the mail about a week ago, and I did not put the front plate on. I'm not going to run the front plate. I'm going to take the risk. Maybe when I take it in to be inspected, that'll be interesting to see. The shop will have a problem with that and ding me for not having a front plate. I do have it with me. I'm actually carrying it in the trunk. I may put, and I should do this, I'm going to put probably a couple of screws back there, you know, the self-threading Sharpo screws, so that if I do get pulled over, at least I can tell the cop, hey, I meant to do it, the plate's in the trunk. I even have the screws back there. I just forgot about it, because who looks at the front of your car when you're driving? You can't see it, right? At least you better not be able to, or you probably have a problem. So those are the 2 things that I'm driving around right now, illegal in my my Honda Civic, as well as probably talking on the phone. No, I don't think so. But those are the 2 things that are illegal with my car. Hopefully I don't have any trouble. I never had any problems with the police with that window tint, just the inspection center. We shall see. Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know. Are you driving around with illegal tint on your vehicle? Do you not put the front plates on, even if you live in an area that requires it because you just don't want to damage the bumper? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Rob Motive, all about that Toyota Tacoma, and Rob Motive JT, all about the Jeep Gladiator. Check them out, and if you're interested, why not subscribe? And while you're at it, smash the subscribe button here too. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.